Hello, my name is Stephanie Killingsworth, and I'm a science teacher at Coniston Middle School located in West Palm Beach, Florida. We're a Title I school in the heart of downtown and boast an extremely culturally diverse community, with 39% of our students being second language learners. I have the privilege of teaching science to the IB Advanced and Gifted 7th and 8th grade students. I wasn't always a teacher. The jump into teaching had a lot to do with exploring the world, believe it or not. I've always had a keen love and interest in other cultures, particularly ancient and ethnic ones. From our own interactions with the Kuna of Panama and the Miao of China, my husband and I decided we would adopt internationally and show our children the world. We did just that in 2013, and when our 3 little Colombian children flew back with us to the United States, I changed careers. I soon discovered that the travel experiences that I often shared to tie into scientific content in the classroom were an engaging way to get students to understand things from geographical perspectives, historical perspectives, even political or economic perspectives. It was truly a way of getting their thinking beyond the classroom. The National Geographic paradigm and its levels of understanding meshed incredibly well with our own scientific investigation through the lenses of the natural and human worlds on a local and global scale. In fact, its similarities to the International Baccalaureate learners' profiles and philosophy were a natural fit for both myself and my students. It is with proud enthusiasm I present my National Geographic Capstone project for certification, entitled The Magic of Microremediation and Mushrooms. In researching the broad spectrum of tools available to teachers through the National Geographic platform, for implementation in my classroom, I set my focus on an activity I've previously used as part of our Human Impact on the Planet unit, entitled Oil Spills in Marine Environments, which is a simulation lab. In this activity, students investigate the traditional methods for cleaning up oil spills. I digitized the before and after spill data collection worksheets into a Google form and also had students map out major historical spills around Florida and the rest of the world as part of the greater discussion and comparison to National Geographic's maps. This year, we extended our investigation for Phase 2 by digging deeper into more environmentally friendly alternative methods for oil cleanups. Intensive research and student-centered discussion provided a number of innovative methods being researched today for oil remediation. We ultimately agreed to focus our attentions on one that we could afford, reproduce, and test in the classroom: the use of mushrooms for remediating oil, also known as microremediation. The Phase 2 extension offered the opportunity to circle back on prior content and even deepen our understanding of decomposers and their vital role in ecosystems. Together, we brushed up on our understanding of mushroom anatomy, their life cycles, and their role in interdependence as decomposers. We then researched mushrooms that would show the highest potential for heating oil through the enzymes that they produce. And we discovered that the white rat mushroom varieties were the best. We chose 2 mushrooms in particular to work with. The first one being the edible oyster mushroom, known as Pleurotus astriatus, and the second as well, an edible mushroom in the oyster family, known as elm, commonly, but it is known as the Hypsygus ulmarius scientifically. Students propagated both species from spores to fruiting bodies for several life cycles to master the technique and to acquire enough mycelium fungus to test in oil. During the research and hypothesizing phase of the experiment, students had the opportunity to listen to podcasts, watch National Geographic clips, and they had the amazing experience of working with Trad Cotter, a mycologist, through Google Hangouts. Trad has been on videos with National Geographic as well as on TED Talks. As a class, students set up an experimental design that could test both species' ability to eat mushrooms. Across the board, we saw both mushroom species thrive without the oil, grow little mycelium with oil, thrive when combined with the oil together. We had some issues with competing spores like black and green molds in several of our containers, and we attempted to re-isolate our test species in these cases. And when doing so, we labeled the new jars Mystery. And many of those thrived alone and with the oil too. Interestingly, the results that we got were not the results that we anticipated. In fact, it left us with even more questions. But from a scientific lens, this is ideal. Our students left with a much more keen desire and curiosity of what the mushrooms could or would do. In fact, we thought of ways we could change up our variables, including the ratio of mycelium to oil and types of oil we could test with. Students loved knowing that they were experimenting with current research topics that have potential global implications when it comes to how we handle future oil spills. Working with scientist Trad Cotter after watching him on TED Talks and National Geographic made the students feel part of the process. Growing mushrooms was a new experience for the students and me, and tested our aseptic technique, growing strategies. The data collected gave students the opportunity for reflection on the experimental design. During the lessons, students embodied the National Geographic Learning Framework's attitudes, skills, and knowledge paradigm. Students explored the world of mushrooms and the role that they play in ecosystems. Their curiosity of local species has grown as a result of this project. Students voiced a responsibility to reason and problem-solve novel ways to combat the global effects that oil has on marine environments. While researching, exploring, collaborating, and testing all aspects of this lesson, students made keen observations, asked impressive questions, and continued to work through new questions as they arose. Students observed, communicated, collaborated, and problem-solved. Students further deepened their knowledge on how we impact our planet both positively and negatively, and how resilient and cutting-edge life on our planet can be.
The Phase 2 lesson for National Geographic Capstone project really had a strong impact on my students. And to this day, they continue to photojournal things that we find out in the wild, in their backyards, and along their journeys. I'm constantly getting spore prints. I'm getting conversation at local green markets with my students and local farmers. It's been really fun to watch their growth and their enthusiasm. And who knew? All over a fungus.